Yes, very good morning. Whether it is audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Concerning today's class, we request some people to join with us from yesterday where we lived. From that person, you please today join with us till the end. You please unmute your mic and you please join with us till the end. I think.
Good morning.
The last batch, that is last batch, 106, 108, 110, 112, 114, 116, 118, and 120. You please unmute your mic and you please join with us till the end.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Very good morning. Very good morning. Yes. Vikram Lagadia. Yes. Yes. What we have seen yesterday. Someone, you please revisit those content, and we'll start today's session. Someone, please remind the contents which we discussed yesterday. Geothermal. Geothermal power plant.
Sir.
And tidal power plant. At the end, we were discussed about the ocean thermal energy conservation, and anyway, today we'll discuss about in detail about the ocean thermal energy conservations. And see, there are the enormous amount of the plenty of water, the source we have in the ocean. It contain a reasonable amount of heat. And the about the history we were discussed earlier. Anyway, I'll remind those things. During 1881, the French physicist Jacques first proposed the idea of OTEC, and it was developed by Barjot. Barjot, a scientist, during 1926, he were introduced. He were built the closed cycle system, and most recently, Anderson, a scientist name called Anderson, he developed the entire system during 1960. At the later stage, the Natural Energy Laboratory, now currently doing research from 1974. And as I said earlier, the seawater contains a reasonable amount of heat. This is what the basic circuit I'll explain. And before that, the surface of the sea water has hot enough, whereas water at depth of about 600 meters is cold. And the temperature difference between the hot surface water and the cold water at the depth of 600 meters. See, when we are approaching the 600 meters, the temperature difference would be very high. What we are trying to do, we are trying to utilize this temperature difference, and this temperature difference, the temperature drop can be utilized in the condenser. The top surface temperature can be utilized to evaporate some lower refrigerant, or it might be called as an low boiling fluid, and the surface water used to evaporate the low boiling fluid, and the deeper, that is around 600-meter depth, water can be used as an coolant in order to do the condensation, in order to get in order to retrieve the low boiling fluid, evaporated low boiling fluid into liquid. We can utilize that temperature drop. That is what we are doing in ocean thermal energy conservation. And the heat energy content of the surface water can be used to heat and boil the low boiling fluid. Its vapor can be made use for running a turbine. And the ocean thermal energy conservation system is broadly classified into two. One is the open cycle system, the other one is called closed cycle system. Anyway, will at present At present, we will clarify, we will detail, we will know the OTEC through closed cycle system. Once it was very clear, and then we will move on to the open cycle system. Concerning the cost, the open cycle system, that is the cost of the open cycle system for generating high megawatt is greater than the closed cycle system. And the working principle will see what was happening in three different cycles. As I detailed earlier in the yesterday's class, there are three different cycles. This was the primary cycle, this was secondary, this was the third cycle, and there are three different circuits or cycles are available in this closed cycle OTEC power plant. And the what we are trying to do, we are trying to pump the warm water from the surface of the sea, which is allowed to evaporate. Yes, which is allowed to evaporate a low boiling point fluid. Yesterday, someone please unmute your mic and tell me. Yesterday, apart from the propane, I have disseminated two different refrigerant, and name that refrigerant with the boiling point, boiling temperature. You please unmute your mic and you please tell me. Someone, are you with us? Are you with us, Hari Prasad? Hari Prasad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, it is feasible you to recover. There are two different refrigerant. Yesterday I have disseminated the name of two different refrigerant. What was the name, Hari Prasad?
Sir, sorry, sir. No idea.
Hari Priya. Hari Priya. Hari Priya.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you please remind me, Hari Priya, what was the refrigerant we were discussed earlier yesterday? And usually it was available in our refrigerator and the air conditioning system.
CFCs.
Yes, CFC, of course, CFC, and the other one is very good. What was the abbreviation of CFC?
Chlorofluorocarbon.
Chlorofluorocarbon. Yes.
Butane also. I think you said butane also.
Butane. Yes, the isobutane and the pentafluoropropane I have discussed in some other title, and that is not in concern with this propane, that is ocean thermal energy conservation. We were discussed about ammonia and freon. See, ammonia and freon. Ammonia has the boiling point of minus 33.34 degrees Celsius, and the freon CCl2 and F2. Not chlorofluorocarbon, it is freon CCl2 and F2. It has boiling temperature of minus 29.8 degrees. You please make a note that the contents or any nomenclatures or any technical details when we are disseminating, you please make a note of it, because everything I am not posted in the PPT. Therefore, you should have your own notebook. In that notebook, you please make note of this technical specification and technical details. And Ashwita, yes, you remind me those two refrigerant with its boiling point.
I don't remember.
See, you are attending the class or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now only I said recently I said. See, this is what the issue with you people. Ashwita, you please make a note.
Okay.
Is Darsil?
Yes, sir.
Darsil? Yes. Name
Yes.
those two
Yes, sir.
refrigerant Darsil. Name two
Can you repeat, sir?
Name two refrigerant which I have disseminated recently. See, for you people, I am talking, dear gentlemen, for talking with a laptop is unnecessary. With a computer, it know everything. When it was connected with the net, it know everything. See, even nowadays it was coupled with the artificial intelligence. And I am talking to you in order to get some information. But what you are doing, you are simply giving your attendance and you are doing your own work. Darshil, ammonia. I'll ask to Haswita and Darshil whether they are replying. Ammonia and Freon, CCl2 and F2. Ammonia has the boiling point of minus 33.3 degrees Celsius, and Freon has, that is CCl2 and F2 has a boiling temperature of minus 29.8 degrees Celsius. Can you please remind me, Haswita? Haswita? Darshil?
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me, Darshil.
Ammonia and
Ammonia and then?
refrigerants, right?
Yes. The second one
Freons.
is? The second one is?
Freons.
Freon. What was the boiling temperature of those two?
Boiling 33 about.
One is okay, minus 33, not minus 33 ammonia, and Freon.
Freon, I don't particularly remember. 70.
Minus
Minus
20,
70.
minus 29. Haswita, okay, good. Haswita,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yes, you are attending through your laptop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, then, and you Google it and tell me what are the fundamental rights in India.
Uh, okay.
And if it is feasible, you share your screen and you talk about those fundamental rights in India. Ask some more friends you to talk about this fundamental right.
Sir, the right of equality.
Yes, wait. First,
Not
yes, one by one. In India, how many fundamental rights are there?
6 fundamental rights.
6 fundamental rights. Okay, wait. Let we request others to talk about it without doing a Google search. What are the fundamental rights? We request your fellow friends to discuss about it. Someone, you please unmute your mic and you share your content related to this fundamental right.
So the right to information.
Ankit, you are attentive. I know. We anyway we request some other people. Ankit, Maitreyan, and other some attentive people are there. Vikram also attentive, and we request some other to join with us. Arun Prabhakar.
Sir, the right to is
Right
Yes,
to
we
equality.
mute and some other. Chirag. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Raghu Bhavira. Yes, your voice is not audible. Dinesh, Deepti, Bhavya, your voice is not audible. I think there is an issue. Okay. So when I am requesting Dinesh, Dinesh, what did Dinesh leave the session? Okay, Hashmita, you go ahead with your content, Hashmita. Wait. We request Ankit and Arun Prabhakar to go ahead. Ankit and Arun Prabhakar, you please unmute and you please share the contents related to.
So, six fundamental rights are there. So, like
Yes.
right to equality, right to freedom, right for freedom of religion, sir,
Okay.
and right for educational rights, sir,
Okay.
constitutional rights. These are the rights I know.
Very good. Very good. And Arun Prabhakar.
The right to cultural.
Cultural and the educational right.
Yes.
Yes. Very good. Very good. And
Rights to property.
right to property. I think it should be. And some one of your friend. Wait, I am searching his name. Karthikeyan. Yes, Karthikeyan.
Hello, sir.
Karthikeyan.
Yeah.
Yes, you go ahead with the fundamental right, Karthikeyan.
Okay. There are six fundamental rights.
Yes.
I don't know all the six, but I will give it a try. Okay. Right to equality and right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, and another right is like regarding to constitutional remedies, and sixth right is it's on educational rights, sir.
Yes. You please be with us. Anyway, we request Asmita to share those Google the content. Asmita, you tell me the Google the content, then we'll discuss, and then again we'll come back to Asmita. Now, Asmita.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you tell me those content which was uh, disseminated from Google.
Yes, sir. Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, the right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, the right to constitutional system.
Right, these are the fundamental rights in India. And the first right is not even after 200 years of very long struggle, the committee don't decided the right to freedom be the first fundamental right. Do you think why it is so? What was the first right? Why it was given so importance? Why? What is the need to give importance to keep it in the first as a first fundamental right?
Because we were facing discrimination, so right equality comes. I don't know.
Yes, Asmita. Yes. Good, very good. Yes, anyone, please. Any other people? Any other?
That is the basic need of human beings. Sir.
Which one?
Equality.
Yes, why it was given so important? See, we were struggled with the people who suppressed us a lot for 200 years long, and that would be the first fundamental right? The right to freedom should be the first fundamental right, but the constitutional team or the team which derived these fundamental rights decided to keep it as second. Why?
Yes,
What? Which factors made to keep the right to equal to be the first fundamental right?
Sir, I think because earlier we used to face a lot of discrimination on the basis of caste, religion. I mean, India is a very diverse country and there's so many cultures. So I think to make sure that every culture, every religion, caste, everything is equal, this right is given more priority.
So to uplift those who are like socially underprivileged and give them equal opportunity to stand within the nation. That's why this right has been was given more priority.
So we don't dominate each other. So that is.
So you are muted, sir.
Sir, you're muted.
So you are muted, sir. Your voice is not coming.
Sorry. Yes, you. Yes, from where I stopped. I'm talking to you, but Jostana reminded me. Jostana, you please unmute your mic and you please tell me.
Okay, sir.
Jostana?
Yes, sir. Got it. I'll do it.
Ankit, at till what point I have
Sir, you were stressing on right to
I
equality.
muted my mic.
Why right to equality is given more priority, sir. That's what you were discussing, sir.
Ankit?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Ankit?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, now you are audible. Yes, Ankit.
Yes. Actually, you were discussing about why right to equality is given more priority in our nation.
Oh. From where I have unmuted,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Someone
there
was
is.
saying something, and then sir, your voice was not coming then.
Yes. You see, if I have unmuted for so long a time, you please remind me. I am
Okay, sir.
discussing. Yes, I'm unaware it was unmuted, and okay.
No problems. Okay, sir.
Yes. See, we will discuss about the fundamental rights and other rights little later. We'll complete the today's content, and this is what the three different circuits which is available in OTEC, that too with the closed cycle OTEC, and the surface water usually which has around 36 degree to 41-42 degrees Celsius, which is pumped through pump and it was sent to the evaporator, where in evaporator where we have the low boiling liquid, usually it would be ammonia or freon, and what happens, it takes the temperature of the atmosphere, that is evaporator, that was the surface, the temperature from the surface water, and it was converted into vapor. The vapor is sent to the turbine, where we are converting into a mechanical energy, and once the work was done, then it was sent to the condenser, and the atmosphere of the condenser, that is condenser surrounded by the bottom water of the ocean, which has lower temperature, and where the vapor was converted into liquid, and this cycles repeats again and again, and so that we are getting the power from the electrical generator. The major concern with this system is the efficiency. The efficiency of this system is so minimal, only about 2%. It was so minimal, and the Japan, Sweden, and Germany have recently been active in ocean thermal energy conservation research, and that's all about the ocean thermal energy conservation, and see some other details about the OTEC, and in some other text we have this type of diagram. Anyway, I'll upload this in subsequent days. You have a visit, and you please read these closed cycle OTEC, and this is what about open cycle ocean thermal energy conservation, and concerning the advantage, and it was totally renewable, and no greenhouse effect through this OTEC, and produces desalination water, and on the other hand, it has demerit, that is no need to be closed to the national grid, and the plant needs safe location from storms and stuffs, and needs large difference in temperature, but for the best results, and that's all about OTEC. Any clarification with OTEC? Any clarifications?
No, sir.
Yes. And that's all about unit 5. and we'll start in the today's lecture. We'll start about the unit 4, that is biomass. And as a basic detail about before talking about the basic informations, we'll target the biogas generation, that is Gobar gas plant. In one particular class, I was discussed about the Gobar gas plant, and this is what the basic structure of the Gobar gas plant or biogas plant. And we know the biogas. Before that, we need to know about the fermentation. You please unmute your mic and tell me what is about fermentation. Someone, you please unmute your mic and tell me what is mean by fermentation. Someone.
Sir, fermentation is the process of breakdown of glucose.
Breakdown of glucose. Okay.
Through enzymes.
In human body. The human body.
Oxidation and absence of air, known as fermentation.
Yes. Usually it will be the chemical change. Usually the fermentation is the process of chemical change, and which in concerning this particular case, the organic matters brought about the living organism. That was the chemical change which happens in the living organism concerning this particular case, and from that we can understand the biogas generation as it is a gaseous fuel produced from the decomposition of biomass, whether it might be a cow dung or biological waste or any other matter. And the Gobar gas means the cow dung is usually called as Gobar, and the gas, which is the Gobar dung, is called as cow dung called as Gobar, and the gas produced from the cow dung is called Gobar gas. And in India, in particular in India, the biogas is commonly referred as Gobar gas. So in feed to the Gobar gas plant, which includes the cow dung, garbages, that is urban waste, or the agricultural waste, or it might be animal waste, or etc. When this infeed is mixed with the water, what happens? The fermentation happens, and as a result, without the presence of air, it produces a gaseous mixture, and this consists around 50 to 60% of methane and 30 to 35% of carbon dioxide and other impurities is associated with it, and it might be a H2 or N2 or H2S or etc. And see, and what we are in India, we are doing cooking with the aid of this Gobar gas, and this material from which the biogas is produced is used as the leftout, the rest, the output. Apart from the gas, we are using for the agriculture, that is as a fertilizer it was used. And in major it was digest, and the rest of the indigest content are used as in feed for the agriculture. For fertilizer, it is used as in fertilizer. And the working, concerning the working, the plant which consists of the cylindrical digester. This is what the cylindrical digester, and this is what the we'll see one by one. We have the inlet tank here, and then slurry and inlet pipe. The cylindrical digester. This is what the cylindrical digester. This is what the cylindrical digester, inlet tank, the slurry, and inlet pipe, and cylindrical digester. And it was made up of brick and partition wall. We in a concentrated way we have the partition, and we have the outlet tank. The inlet and outlet tank suited in the ground level, and the rest at the deeper in a deeper we are providing this structure, and we have the floating gas holder, and the floating gas holder is connected with the gas pipe, and this gas used for doing cooking. And this is what about the various nomenclature. And the cylindrical digester or pit, and the fermentation happening here, and the floating gas holder, or it is called as a drum, or this is used for collecting the gas, and the digester is a brick well, and the dunk and built below the ground. It was dug and built below the ground level, and a partition wall divides the digester into two semi-cylindrical compartments. They see here this partition wall is provided, and it was separated into two semi-cylindrical compartments, and there are two inclined pipes as I detailed. One is inlet pipe and the other one is outlet pipe. An inlet tank is used here for mixing dung and water, usually called as slurry, and this slurry flows down to the bottom of the digester, and when more slurry is added, and both in both the compartments of the digester are full, then equivalent amount of fermented slurry flows out through the outlet pipe. So the gas holder is a cylindrical drum, and it floats in the slurry due to its own weight. As the gas is generated, here what happening here, the fermentation happening, so the gas is produced, and what happens, the gas is stored in the floating gas holder. When the amount of gas is more, what happens, due to the gravity and the weight of those gases is slowly settled down. Therefore, the natural flow occurs in the gas pipe. So we are trying to utilize for our the purpose might be cooking or any other. And as the gas is generated, the holder rises and floats freely on the surface of the slurry, and the gas flows out at constant pressure for usages, and the central guide pipe prevents the holder from tilting. This will allow not to tilt, and it will guide for floating. And that's all about the biogas concerning the advantage. And the waste can be deposited off in an environmentally accepted manner, and the cost of the waste disposal will be substantially reduced, and the construction of the plant is very simple, and gas comes out of the plant at constant pressure for usage. And on the other hand, the cost and maintenance factor are very high. That was the major drawback. And any clarification with biogas generation? Do you have any doubts with this biogas generation? Any doubts? Any clarification?
No, sir.
Yes. That's all about today's lecture, and we'll discuss about the fundamental rights, and we'll wind up here. And you please continue the session with the fundamental rights. Karthikeyan.
Yes, sir.
Karthikeyan, what is the profile picture? Karthikeyan, explain. You please share some content related to your profile picture in WhatsApp.
Oh, that thing. That's actually. So it's echoing, sir.
There won't be any issue from my side. I think so.
Okay. Like that's AIM, sir. He is like Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu, and on that day he actually launched the book called Kelvim Nane Badalum Nane. The translation for that answer is myself, and also the question is me. So there was a little kind of competition where they told us to ask the question. Like my question were like featured there, and so that I got a chance to meet him, and actually got that book and autograph from him. I kind of like discussed something from around 5 minutes to him, and after that it off. So well, that instance, my dad just like shorted that pic.
Yes, it was fine. It was very good, very good. So that you that was the main motto. So that your friends can also recognize this one, and the photographs which is taken along with the Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu, who is Rainbow IAS. And what was the question asked by you, Karthikeyan?
Don't exactly remember the question, but it was similar to being only one child, and how can a son or daughter or son can manage being only son and like with the working parents. So that's like I just like elaborated some extra things also. Like I don't know remember that exactly.
What was the answer shared by Rainbow?
Like he told that whenever like if you feel like that, he told me to be productive and do. He just like told me to always be engaged with works, and that's all. Like still you can read books, and he motivated me to read more books and all. Yeah.
Yes, very good. It was good, and read many books, and even there are some books, very good books was disseminated from our Chief Secretary, and you please name it some other book apart from Kelvim Nane Vadilim Nane. Karthikeyan.
Yes, that's one book, and another book I just forgot the name.
Vetri Padikattikal, and it was and there are a lot.
Yeah. And Sagavaram also.
Sir, he wrote more than 100 books, sir.
Not 100.
No, sir.
Around 30, 40, around 30, 40 he may.
Sir, Wikipedia says one or two books.
See here, in Google we can get ஏழாவது அறிவு உலகை உலுக்கிய வாசங்கள் போர் தொழில் வைய தலைமைக்குள், and there are many.
Sir, in Wikipedia 1 or 2 books shows, sir.
Yes. You read well. It is not for the specific people. Those who are from Tamil Nadu. It was not in such a way. It was for everyone. You read a lot. Read well. Read more books. Read many contents, so that we can recognize what is happening in and around us. And when there was the issue like the inequality, we can raise our hands, and we can get the more informations, and we can protect from the untouchability and other issues, and through that the knowledge which is acquired through the books, we can protect ourselves, and we can make comfortness, and it is mandatory to read more books. You please many books, and that was the information. And any other? Any other matter? I think if you don't have any other content, we'll meet during just a minute. I'll check the tomorrow's timetable. Wait. I think we don't have any classes tomorrow. Yes. It is not belongs to Thursday or Friday. Okay, we'll meet during June 3rd. We'll meet during first hour. We'll meet. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.